Boy, CNN is in full-on vaccine mode. We got to get some influencers out here. We got to get some movie stars and politicians to take the vaccine so people can see that it's safe because, you know, it's not like these people are actually going to take the vaccine, but the people who don't trust the mainstream media, well, they're just crazy, and anyone speaking out against vaccines should be branded a domestic terrorist and locked away because they're trying to kill everyone. What's going on, guys? Make K Electric. This will be for Sunday, the 13th, 12/13/2020. The Jericho Report. As always, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. I have to admit, this week the news got to me between the Supreme Court pretty much telling us that Biden will be the next president. I already knew that, but you know, a lot of people still in denial. And then Trump comes out and, oh my God, it's a medical miracle. We're going to start pumping poison into everyone. Anyway, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all the news. Let's just get into it. Medical miracle. Trump praises safe and effective Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine as FDA grants emergency use authorization. Line up to get your poison. White House reportedly told the FDA head, however, approve the vaccine today or resign. This happened on Friday. The White House on Friday told the FDA, approve the vaccine or resign. And by evening time, it was approved. Imagine that. UK, don't take Pfizer vaccine if you have serious allergies. Apparently, people are already having major complications. I'll put a link to this. We got Fox guest says COVID vaccine is... I'm not going to even repeat that on YouTube because it'll get... You could read it. It'll probably get removed. Trump keeps holding White House parties. You want to know what bullshit all this is? Despite CDC warnings against indoor gatherings. Well, he's having a party. Everything's great, right? Look, I won. He comes out and says, I won the election. We won. I don't know what this false reality is he's living in. He may have won. You know what? I got to watch what I say on YouTube. That part's coming up in the police state news. Anyway, it's an illusion to get you to comply while they do what they always done, unless it's in front of a camera. Look at this. This is the guy from the Department of Defense. Look at this. He puts on a mask. I guess he thinks the camera isn't watching him, just to walk out onto the stage. You want to see what fake bullshit this is? Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see that? I'll put a link to that video. Share that one around. Let people know what bullshit it is. Anyway, over to election news, and this is where I got to watch my mouth. Texas lawsuit is dismissed. Let's see, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin says... this is the statistician says the probability of Biden winning was 1 in a quadrillion. Okay, well, the Supreme Court didn't see things that way. Got ahead of myself. U.S. Supreme Court throws out Texas lawsuit contesting 2020 election results and 4 battleground states. So that whole thing is dead now. What's going to happen next? The people are talking about Trump's going to use military, this or that. I don't know. Dr. Roni Jackson, how long will President Biden be president? Because his health seems to be failing. Breitbart says something's going on with his health. Indeed, he got out of the truck here. When was this? This is on December 7. He looks so frail. I wonder how long he'll actually be president if he's actually sworn in. Will Kamala just take over immediately, like a month later? Because he looks... Watch him. They're asking him something about his health. Let me see if I get some volume here.
Have you spoken to the Trump administration at all?
Have you spoken to the Trump administration? Oh, he looks confused. And look how he walks away. Oh, I need a cane. Of course, it was just a week ago that he broke his foot chasing his dog around trying to grab his tail while he was naked or something, so who knows. Over to financial news. How major U.S. stock indexes fared on Friday. Let's see. The Dow Jones rose 47 points for the week. The Dow fell 171, but it's still above 30,000, 30,046.37. So 30,000 on the Dow. Pretty fat week. House votes to fund government for a week. I didn't even know the government thing was out of money already. So apparently the government's funded for another week. No money for you slaves, though. All you people suffering. Nah. The politicians, however, will have a great Christmas, I'm sure. There will be no absence of food at their table. I'll put a link to this anyway. They funded themselves for another week. U.S. jobless claims jumped by 853,000 amid resurgence of the virus, they say. 48% of small business... Think about this. Nearly half of small businesses closing for good. 50% of small businesses in this country closed for good. Let that sink in, folks. People's lives are being destroyed by all this nonsense. U.S. renters could owe $70 billion in January when I think there's a moratorium on evictions runs out. If it's not renewed, something. $70 billion. I mean, people, like I said, these past few months, people are going to be put on the streets en masse. You have seen nothing yet. Blacklisted News says Democrat proposes trying $1,500 stimulus checks for COVID vaccines. The slaves don't want to get their vaccines. I bet they will. I bet if you make them hungry enough and say, here, you can have this money over here, but you got to take the shot. I reported on this last week, but here's another link to it. Zero Hedge puts this out. No vaccine, no work. Yes, what did I say months ago? Employers discuss making COVID immunity mandatory for workers. You want to work, you got to get the shot. I guarantee you that will be what's going to happen. No, the Great Reset is not a conspiracy theory. All these people calling the Great Reset a conspiracy theory on the mainstream news. Look, I didn't even notice that the Davos symbol is the pyramid. And there's all the flags. No, it's not a conspiracy theory. Here's a site I don't know about that'll tell you all about it. Just in, the Vatican's in on it too. Vatican enters into global alliance with Rothschild, Rockefeller, Ford Foundation, MasterCard, Bank of America, and others. All of the people in charge of the planet, the people really running things, not the presidency of the United States, has nothing to do with the New World Order. He's just a piece to come out and say something to the people on TV and run his mouth on Twitter. These are the people who actually control the planet right here. Just like we've said all these years. And this is why all this shit got to me this week. And thank you, by the way, to everybody who sent me words of encouragement. I mean, it's just watching all this play out exactly how we said it would. The people really in charge entering into global alliance with one another. I got a link on that. Council for Inclusive Capitalism announces partnership with the Vatican and business. They're going to make sure capitalism is, you know what they're going to do. You know what it's about. It's about bringing in the New World Order. Bringing religion into it, too. The Guardians. Oh, meet the guardians of the inclusive capitalism. Look here. All the guys. These are all the guys that are in charge of all of the corporations around the world. You got Visa, BP, you got Bank of America, you got all these people here. These are the people running the planet. Because these people take the orders from the higher-ups. The Rothschilds, the Morgans, all those guys, the Rockefellers. Those are the people really in charge. I mean, if you need to see a great video explaining the Great Reset, here you go. The Great Reset, a sci-fi short film, 4 minutes long. Pull it up, check it out, send it to your friends and family. Let them know about the Great Reset because it's not a conspiracy theory. And we are no longer conspiracy theorists. Remember all those people you tried to tell years ago about how there was a new world order coming and we need to prepare for this, this, and this, and then people dismissed you because their lives are going okay at the time. So I can't be worried about all that stuff going on in the world. There may be dark forces, but it's not bothering me. Well, now it's right in your face. Over to New World Order and Police State News. This is where I stop and ask you to share this video. Please hit the share button. Share it on all the social media. Send it out to everybody. Because this is important stuff. People need to know about all the stuff in this category. NYC bans indoor dining. Governor Cuomo says, hang on, the end is in sight. No more indoor dining, though, until you get your vaccine. So no more indoor dining. This is happening all over the country, all these shutdowns. Here's a scary thought. Andrew Cuomo, one of the most lawless politicians in the country, may soon be in law enforcement. Biden is considering him for Attorney General. God help us. Changing America. California launches contact tracing app as COVID-19 surges. I'm pretty sure this was already in place. Here's a new article, though. Put a link to that. We got Florida police raid home of fired health department data scientist who built state's COVID-19 tracker. I wonder what she did wrong. Something against the establishment. Israel said considering restrictions on those who refuse COVID vaccine. As I said months ago, mark my words, you will not be able to live your life unless you're vaccinated. All these crazy anti-vaxxers, all these people need to be locked in a cage. I mean, you should turn on, I know people don't like to watch mainstream media, but if you watch CNN and listen to the way they're talking, you know what's coming. The programming is ridiculous. Anyway, back here in the United States, however, New York legislation could make COVID-19 vaccine mandatory. Could make vaccine mandatory. Us crazies screamed it 10 years ago. Blog TV rooms and Skype calls and all these late night conversation about all these things that could happen. Now they're happening. That from Fox 5 New York, mainstream media New York. Did you see the first lady, supposed lady? Now, I was raised not to disrespect old people. I can't stand people who disrespect the elderly. But this lady right here, I question her sanity. I question whether she was paid, whether she actually got the vaccine, or whether she was paid to say this. Listen to this. Turn it up.
And what do you say to those who might be having second thoughts about having this vaccine?
I say go for it.
Go for it.
Because it's free.
It's free.
And it's the best thing that's ever happened.
It's the best thing that's ever happened.
At the moment, so please go for it. That's all I say, If I can do it, well, so can you.
If I can do it, well, so can you. This is sick, people. This is outright sick. CTV News, investigation underway after a member of Canadian Armed Forces speaks out against distribution of COVID-19. Hopefully there's some good guys. All you people in the military, all you people in law enforcement that are going to be charged with distributing this shit, you don't have to participate in this. I hope you know that. And I hope you make the right choice. Mississippi police threaten to punish Christmas cheer. More news in the police state, Ben. They're shutting down Christmas. They don't want you to celebrate. If you got more than 10 people in your house, you will be dealt with. The Santa Claus sent the boy away in tears for refusing him to gift him a Nerf gun. I'm not going to play this video because it pissed me off so much. I'll put a link to the video. Little boy tells Santa he wants a Nerf gun for Christmas. Santa's, oh no, nothing to do with guns. You can't have a gun. No Nerf gun. When I was kids, we ran around the neighborhood shooting each other with Nerf guns. In water guns and those guns that shoot those yellow pellets and those flying discs. This is what has happened to this country. Sends the little boy in tears. I would love to push that Santa Claus down the escalator. Break every bone in his body. Couple more. Senate Dems ask FBI for full QAnon threat assessment. Be advised, the Q people out there, they're coming for you. And one more. Be careful what you're saying on YouTube when it comes to the election. YouTube to crack down on any new videos alleging Trump lost the 2020 election because of fraud. Any such videos will be deleted. They're deleting videos from Trump's own YouTube account. His official YouTube account. They're deleting videos. Be advised, watch what you say. I am losing my voice because I just can't believe it. I'm going to try to just get through the rest of this rapidly, if you don't mind. U.S. forces over to World War III news. U.S. forces send 43 military and logistic vehicles to Syria, oil-rich. So Press TV reports U.S. forces in Syria. U.S. B-52 bombers fly to the Middle East and mission to deter Iran. I think Monty sent me a story on Twitter about Iran says they'll retaliate if you break their airspace. I don't have a link to that, but that's out there if you want to Google it. U.S. set to launch sanctions on Turkey over Russian defense system. That from Reuters. We got shocking tensions. Russia battleship armed with missiles at British warplanes sent to intercept in neutral waters. Another link that Monty sent me that I don't have is apparently Russia test-fired some stuff out of a nuclear submarine, something like that. That's out there, too, if you want to look for it. Flooding threatens to put new British carrier out of action for 6 months. That from the War Zone. We got Biden names China critic top U.S. trade official. So that's interesting. We'll see what happens with U.S.-China relations in the new administration. U.S. House of Representatives rams through TPS amnesty for Hong Kong residents, Chinese citizens. I wonder what's going on with that. Is that something to do with World War III or maybe some 2012 event that's about to happen? I don't know. Let's see. U.S. military, strange things going on. U.S. military air traffic quadruples. Everyone wondering why. I don't know this website, but they do have some interesting stuff here if you want to look into it. Again, maybe 2012. Really, you got to remember the movie 2012 and the movie Asteroid and all the other movies about Deep Impact, about how something coming in and the military's flying out. I don't know. But be advised, on the West Coast, Marines prepare for air assault as part of Exercise Steel Night, Dawn Blitz 21. A lot of military activity going on. Is it just training or is it more? And one more. New York authorities investigate bomb threat on a flight from Moscow to JFK. Not sure what's going on there. I think nothing came of that. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. Had some big quakes this week. A 6.3 on the 10th, a 6.1 on the 10th, and a 6.1 on the 6th. Could have something to do with the solar activity going on. See my favorites. I think Solar Suspicious Observers did a great video on that. I'll put a link to the earthquake data. Didn't see too much on volcanoes this week. Chemical incident. Residents ordered to shelter in place after Blast Rock's chemical plant in West Virginia. Put a link to that. We got Northern Lights. The Northern Lights visible in Missouri Thursday night. I didn't see them myself, but they say the Northern Lights reach this far south. And it hardly ever happens. Again, the solar activity, see Suspicious Observer for that stuff. Stargazers Delight annual meteor shower set for this weekend. You'll see more than 100 multicolored shooting stars per hour streaking through the sky at 78,000 miles per hour. Cool. New Jersey town rocked by mysterious booms. Was it an asteroid, a comet? I don't know. Put a link to that from the New York Post. We got unmanned SpaceX Starship flight ends and test. Look, did you guys see this week? I call bullshit on this. Because if you go to the end, give me a minute to pull it up. If you go to the end where the fireball happens, you'll notice. Check it out. When the rocket when it sets down, immediately when it makes contact with the pad, it just cuts to another shot. I don't even think it's the same. I don't even think it's the same. I can't get right on it because here we go. Right here. Watch this. Watch as soon as it touches down, they give you another shot. Now, I've downloaded that video and I put it in VLC and I ran it in slow motion. I don't believe that's even the same rocket, so I call bullshit on this story. I'll put a link to it anyway. Your thoughts? That came from Zero Hedge. Star of Bethlehem, a reminder to appear in the sky on Christmas week. Jupiter and Saturn will conjoin together as brightly shining double planet for the first time in 800 years. Gonna be some doom, I'm predicting. I don't know. I'll put a link to that. Donald Trump's presidency will end on the day of the comet, a meteor shower, and a total eclipse of the sun. What? I don't know. Forbes put that out. I found that very interesting. A couple more. Getting the great care. Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, a couple more people disappeared out of the spotlight this week. Giuliani said to have COVID. That's not really a surprise. Remember when he was standing in that room and his hair dye was running down his face? I think he already had it at that point. I don't know. But Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf also tests positive. He also enters isolation, so be advised, people disappearing. Mysterious monoliths keep popping up. This one reported in Santa Clara, Joshua Tree. What is up with these monoliths? I don't know. And one more. Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Donald Trump knows about it. Over to strange and bizarre news. Got all kinds of strange stories this week. China tells flight cabin crew to wear nappies on risky COVID route. I didn't even know what that meant. I got to Google. What's nappies? Diapers. They're telling their flight people to wear diapers so that they don't have to come in contact with the bathroom. Okay, Australian MP tests Coca-Cola for COVID-19, yields positive result. Shakespeare, did you notice one of the guys, there was the lady and then the guy that got the COVID vaccine over in the UK, his name was William Shakespeare. You can't make this shit up. Ocean Shores man attacked after confronting men for not wearing masks. This, I actually was on the, well, I don't want to say I'm on the attacker's side ever, but mind your own damn business is the moral of this story. I'll put a link to the story. Oregon peaceful rally business to keep businesses open. Crazy lady said she's a teacher. Did you see this? Watch this lady. I am a teacher! He's gonna get us all killed! I think you should lose your job, lady. There's something, you're not mentally stable. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris named Time's 2020 Person of the Year. What? They didn't even do, what did they do to be person? What? This lady here, I think she lost her job. Michigan House of Representatives says that her soldiers are coming for the Trump people. I'll put a link to that video. Meanwhile, car plows through Manhattan. Black Lives Matter protest striking at least 6 people. Get out of the damn road. I've been to New York. I know you shouldn't be walking in the street. Hundreds of Trump supporters just hit D.C. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend to watch D.C. You got the you got the Trump supporters that are going to clash with the Antifa people. Probably be some violence in D.C. Portland police attacked in broad daylight after Antifa erects new autonomous zone. They can't allow that shit happening. I'll put a link to that. DailyMail.com. Transgender police officer who's 44, lived whole life as a man, self-identifies as a woman after 19 years on the force. Does he get to use the ladies' locker room, I wonder? And one more, a new mysterious disease that causes burning eyes already spread to hundreds of people in India. So throw that on top of the fire as well. For all other news, please check my favorites. There's some good stuff over here. Make sure you watch this video, How the Media Wants You to Think. Powerful stuff there. Old video from Doc, Sacramaniacs. Listen to what he said 10 years ago about the Ukraine plague. Definitely. All kinds of just... Songbird. Has everyone seen the Songbird trailer? That movie's out now that predicts the new level of COVID that we're all going to be in the next years. There's the video from Suspicious Observers. That's CME. Man, as long as I've been watching solar activity, that is something. Definitely check his video out. Thank you to... Payday Monsanto. National Emergency. Listen to that song if you haven't heard it. Thank you to everybody who continues to put out content. You guys are doing awesome work keeping everybody informed. In shout-outs this week, I want to give a shout-out to the people that are still living their lives. People pack St. Charles venue concert with few masks in sight. People, the few people that are actually still out living their lives and saying, no, we're not complying to all this bullshit. Shout out to you! I gotta remind myself, get out of this room and go live life because life's still happening. The psychological operation that has happened with this COVID bullshit has stripped humanity of just the will to live your life. Get out and live your life. Shout out to everybody who's still living their life. Anyway, I saw this story. I thought that was awesome. I don't know how to put it into words, what I feel inside. Anyway, that's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst of YouTube, you never want to see it again, please rate it. Helps it move around. You can also follow me on Facebook, Gab, BitChute, Twitter. All my links are always at the bottom. You could support me on Patreon, or you could follow me over there for free just to have another place to follow me in case something happens to my channel. You can also support me on Patreon or directly with PayPal because YouTube deems me dangerous. This is stuff. They say my content is harmful to users. They took the partnership away, whatever. If you like my work and you wish to support me, that's great. If not, thank you guys for just tuning in, and thank you for the people who do support me. I appreciate the hell out of you. I do. It's nice to know that the people that what I'm doing is having some effect You know, if I want anything out of life, I want something to be different because I was here. And thank you guys for supporting me in my efforts to do so. Anyway, that's all I got. What's coming in the coming week? I mean, we got the whole possible Christmas star doom. You know, the Supreme Court throws out this. We got to line up to get your vaccine. I'm not even going to go into a rant about that because people know how I feel. You know, no doubt you're going to see influencers, movie stars, politicians on TV getting their fake shots in the arm. You know, some of them won't even watch the tip of the needle. They'll still have the cap on it. That's happened more than once. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. All I could say is remain vigilant and be ready for anything at any time. Because, unfortunately, all these things we talked about all these years, they're all happening. And they're happening in rapid succession. And, Terence McKenna had it right. The whole thing is going to get nuttier and nuttier and nuttier. Man, you had it right. You had it right. Anyway, that's all I got. You guys take care, stay safe, remain vigilant. I will see you on the next one.